Inspirations and Experts with Sofia Sanchez. Sofia meets with expert Gail Faulstich, retired marriage and family therapist, NNCIL board member.
Hi, Gail. I'm Sofia. What's your name?
I'm Gail.
Nice to meet you, Gail. How do you choose a roommate?
How do I choose a roommate? How does anybody choose a roommate? I'm thinking now most people want to get along with their roommate. So they want to have somebody that they have a lot in common with. So you need to know yourself pretty well to choose a roommate, I think. So you want to pick somebody that you like, that you feel comfortable with most of the time, and that you can work through some difficulties with, because everybody has problems, right? So when you are living with somebody, sometimes you've picked out your roommate, you move in, everything's good, and then the next thing you know, you're fighting because somebody is leaving their towels all over the bathroom floor. Or something like that, these things happen. And so then you have to talk about what works for you. So you have to know what you need, right? Maybe you didn't know that it bothered you when people left their towels on the floor because at your house, nobody ever did. And they may have that's a normal part of living in their house. So you have to talk about what your expectation is. And so it's really important that you be able to say, this is what I need. So when you can get past some of that stuff by being really clear about how you want your home to be and how they want their home to be, and talk about what your rules are going to be together before you move in together. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Good.
I can handle it.
Yeah, it really helps. So that I think is really big. Now the problem happens when you have done all of that and then you still have a problem. Because people fight, right? Do you have any siblings? Do you have brothers or sisters?
I have 3 brothers, no sisters. I'm the little sister.
Yeah, so you're the only, me too. I have 3 brothers and I only have a sister. I don't
So
have a
it's in common.
Yes, we do
Awesome.
have this in common. So I fought with my brothers a lot. And it's not that because we didn't like each other or anything, it's just because we're people living in the same place.
Yeah. Wanna high five for that? Yeah.
So when you're living with somebody in the same place, sometimes you fight. So one of the things you want to do with them is talk about how you communicate, because we all communicate differently. Something that makes sense to me doesn't make sense to you. But if you know that you get mad easy, or sometimes you get really upset. I know when I was younger, I used to get really, really upset, and then I would start to cry. And almost universally, the man that I was talking to, and sometimes the women, would be like, oh my God, I have to deal with this crying woman. What do I do to make it stop? And I learned to be able to say, I'm gonna cry now because I'm upset, but that's okay. It's not your responsibility, it's mine, but we need to get through this. Do not feel like you're doing anything wrong. And then we can finish our conversation. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what are some tips for getting along?
Okay, so some tips for getting along are to make sure that you talk to each other every day so that you can check in with each other and see how they are, and not take each other for granted. So that means that just don't assume that your roommate's gonna clean up after you or cook dinner, and don't assume that they're not gonna worry if you don't come home, because that's a big deal, So if you can work together, that's really helpful. I find that sometimes having a calendar or a whiteboard on the refrigerator, so you can say, I went out and this is when I expect to be back on that, is helpful, because then people don't worry so much. I have always told my kids, I want to know where you are, or at least where you start out. So if I have to call the police, I know where to tell them to look, which is probably not going to happen, but it just makes me feel better. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And what if you fight?
I think that it's so hard, because fighting, you can let fighting end a relationship, or you can let it make a relationship better. So if you acknowledge that you're fighting and that you both have big feelings about something, one of the things that I like to do is when you start to get mad is say, we need a break, and take a 20-minute break. And why we take a 20-minute break is because it takes 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes, to physically calm down from the adrenaline rush that you get when you're fighting with someone. You know how your heart starts to pound and you get so angry but it takes 20 minutes to get past that. And if you can get past that, then that makes it easier. So I like to take a 20-minute break but come back after the break. And when you come back, you should have written down what you're fighting about. So that's the first thing. And then write down 3 things that you could do to fix it. So if you do that and I do that, we have at least 6 things. If we both think we're fighting about the same thing, which is not necessarily true, then we have at least 6 things to fix it. But if we're fighting about different things, sometimes there's no fight at all because we're not fighting about the same thing. But we have 3 things to fix each one of our problems, and we can work on that together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
And how you set boundaries?
Oh, boundaries. Boundaries are so hard. If you don't have boundaries, then you have a really hard time doing anything with anybody. And you don't want people to take advantage of you all the time. If somebody is working with you and they start doing things that make you uncomfortable, have you ever had that happen?
It does sometimes to me, but not usually.
Yeah, well, that's good. That means you probably have good boundaries. So having a good boundary means saying, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to do it that way. What can we do differently? And you have to be willing to say that. So sometimes it's hard to have good boundaries because you don't want to make the other person mad or sad or whatever. But if you can say that beginning, and that's why I told you earlier to sit down and talk about what you want to have happen in your home, because then you're setting the boundaries together, and now they're both your boundaries. And you can say, now we agreed that this is the way we wanted to do this. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And most of the time, if you can stay calm and say, no, I'm not going to do that, or I need a break while I think about this, and then come back, it's easier to hold your boundaries.
Yep. It totally works.
Yes, it totally does.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Sophia meets with Inspirations KK and Twyla.
I'm Sophia, and I am an actor.
What's nice to meet you, Sofia Sanchez. So my name is Caitlin Calvin, and this is Twyla.
Hi. Nice to see you.
So how are you today?
I am doing great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course.
Welcome to our apartment.
Thank you. I'm excited to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Of course. What's it like to be roommates?
Well, life being roommates is so much fun, and Twyla is the best roommate ever. She's my best friend. I met her since I lived here a long time ago at the whole apartment. So she comes to my apartment. I can show her the complex because she likes it. So I met her. This group, a couple of people from N4, came here to see how she's doing here so she can live it independently. Because she does not want to live with her parents at all, because I know her, but she's like under my age.
Nice.
And for me having Kaylin as a roommate, it's been like the most good experience in my life, and she's been a really good roommate, and like we bowl together, we swim together, we do like basically a whole bunch of fun things together.
Mm-hmm.
That's outstanding.
It is.
What's your favorite part of living here?
My favorite thing is hanging out with my best friend. Sometimes we're going on the balcony like during nighttime, and that's what's a part. We can listen to her music on her phone, and it's an amazing thing for us.
My favorite part living here is swimming pool and playing Uno with my roommate best friend Kaylin, and bowling with her, watching movies, basically anything fun.
Nice. But I like swimming pools too. I like swimming.
Me too.
Nice. What's one word you would use to describe yourself?
I describe myself like powerful.
Nice.
The word I would describe myself with is creative.
Amazing. What is one thing about you that might surprise people?
What surprised people is one surprise of people. I said a word, helping people a lot.
Nice.
Let's see. For me, it would be me doing art.
That's outstanding. What kind of art do you do?
I do like water painting, and like I've done art on canvas. I've drawn starfish and jellyfish.
Wow. Well, that's exciting. And what are your dreams?
So my dreams are, was I'm the owner who makes a glass company. And it's called Classic Glass. So I started taking class how to make the glass out of jewelry. So like I could do necklace, I could do bracelets, like all brooches. I could do Christmas stuff or ornaments. So that's why coming a owner of the company.
Nice. That's good for you.
It is.
My dreams is to get good at dancing and dance moves, and just keep having like art I do for people to see on display somewhere.
Nice. I like dancing too. It's really fun. I'm glad you enjoy dancing. Why is it so important to find a roommate?
Well, finding a roommate is the best part ever of my whole entire life. Yeah, I couldn't imagine life without Twyla. Because she's the best part. It's never happened to my life.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Like for me having a roommate, it's been good for me because I've gotten her as my best friend, someone I can talk to as a best friend, as someone that I can have their company and do the same things I like with. And I mean, I couldn't imagine not having my best friend Kayla in my life and not going to life without her. And she just made the whole roommate experience really, really good for me.
That sounds so sweet. You're so kind to each other.
Yes, we found each other with our lives.
Nice. And now you have each other. Look at you.
Yes.
I'm glad you had a great relationship together. What equalities to find a roommate?
The best qualities is like talk to each other and trying to focus where are you doing in life. And that's what I'm trying to get to something that you can look up to. So I want to help her out so she can help me out to lose weight. So I can do everything she can to help her.
Good thing you're helping her.
Yes, she's helping me out. Because I'm trying to lose weight. Since I lost 4 pounds, that's amazing.
That's good.
And I think the thing to look for a roommate is someone that you can get along with, that you can live okay with, that's like kind of like some of the same things you do, that's like a nice person, just someone that you will like be a good fit with that.
Good thing you're standing for each other.
Yeah, always do.
Yep.
It's still at 12, sweetie.
Yeah, sounds right.
You guys make me laugh all the time.
Exactly. She always makes me laugh, always. When she's feeling down, I also making funny names for her. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I call her silly goose, like cow, pigs, mongoose, hippopotamus, or dude, or funny on names.
Wow. Okay, tell me about about a friend who's feeling down.
Well, like whenever Kayla was falling down, I just saw her finding jokes, get her to laugh, or I give her a hug, or just that's what I do most of the time. As her friend, best friend.
That is so amazing. I'm glad you found each other and give each other hope and have best relationships together.
Exactly. We heard you get along so good.
Yeah, it's not so good.
It's so good to have her around.
How does it feel to be independent?
So being independent is like a healthy woman who becomes a wonderful roommate to Twyla right now. And she's trying to lose weight, taking her job seriously, because I work at her jobs. And that's how it is to me.
Nice. I want to work at Trader's too.
Really?
Yes.
I was hired, and they're looking for someone who could be independently.
That's so good for you.
It is. It's right here at Summit. I can walk back and forth at some time.
And like for me being independent is me like living out of my parents' house, like living on my own with Kayla, and like just being on my own and just having everything in my life being independent from my parents. And I work in a job, so independently from my parents. So like I take the bus to my job independently, all by myself.
You're brave and powerful.
Yes.
How does it feel living together?
Well, it's good to be around Twyla right now, but she's an important person, and that's something I admire about her.
Kind of like me living with Kayla's been like the best good experience in my life, and like I really like having her in my life as my friend, as my roommate, and I just like I've had a really like enjoyable journey rooming with her roommate in this apartment.
That's so amazing.
It does.
And I love this apartment.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing apartment. We got 2 separate rooms. Yeah, so she was walking into my room, thinking about I was in the small room, but now we had to switch rooms so that way I can use the big room so she can have a small room for herself, her stuffs, her bed stuffs are her stuffs, and my stuff's in the big room, so I can sleep in there. I have my own bathroom.
And I'm excited for you both too. You guys are such good, nice friends. I'm happy you came together. You're nice and you're so kind.
And
like when
you're
we have
part of
fun
my
together.
life, and I like that.
We have fun together.
Makes me happy.
Nice. I mean, thank you so much.
I
Thank you
like
so much,
to
Sofia
with
Sanchez.
you.
Thank you for having us.
I
Of course.
think I can
My
thank you.
two beautiful friends.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Logos for Northern Nevada Center for Independent Living, Southern Nevada Center for Independent Living.